the struggle that ensued from 1953 forward was seen as a black struggle. Moving forward in time to where we are today, many of the gains that have been made and now are created for other groups like women, gays, imprisoned Americans, and others, certainly not limited to those groups, but many others, the disabled included, would seem to have the net effect, some would argue, of diluting the black struggle. Is the human rights struggle in some way a larger frame of reference that will in effect dilute what has been typically seen as the black struggle?
Yes, and there's no question about that. But the irony of it all is that we find that African Americans are predominant in most of the, and many, if not most, of all of these things that we're developing. Take, for example, the increased incarceration of women. Well, that's going up, but the increased incarceration of African American women is going up higher than the overall increase. When we study about education, we find that without affirmative action programs, they nosedive. But we also find that it also may have some harmful effect on others as well that can be cut out. So what we're saying is that if it's right, it's got to be right, and that we don't need the label as much as we need the progress. And I think that's an important direction. We take the battle in South Carolina over whether we should have the flag that lost standing on the state capitol with the flag that won. We find now that many people realize that this is not just offensive to African Americans. There was a surprising percentage and a huge turnout of non-African American, non-people of color who were there protesting that this flag should come down for reasons that go beyond whether you're black and personally offended by the Confederacy that would have kept us enslaved.